Always.
I was trying to do it to the beat.
You and I always come on screen dancing.
I know, right? It's a good groove.
It is. I do
It's a
like
good
it.
groove. I like it. Good afternoon,
Yes.
everybody. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Chamber Chat Live with the TriCounty Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Director of Institutional Relationships and the Director of Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick. Eileen, how are you?
I am good, Bill. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. You seem excited. Is there a reason?
I just wanted to continue to tell the chamber story. And today I wanted to kind of focus on the broader community that we can reach. So a lot of people associate the chamber with membership, obviously. And a lot of what we do focuses in on those people who are dues paying members of the organization. But I just, on Friday, if you are a chamber member, in your email inbox, you should have received our Live Workshop Tri-County email. So we send this out every other Friday. And what I wanted to do today was talk about it because it's information that we share that when you see it, you can share to your contacts or your family, your neighbors, people that could get value from the information. So it includes all of our upcoming events that are on the community calendar. So any chamber member, but also any community organization that has an event coming up can post something on our community calendar, and then we share those events on the Live Workshop Tri-County email. Same thing with job postings. So it is a chamber member benefit for a business to be able to post, but you can go on, check that information, and share it with people that you know might be looking for employment. And we have a broad range, over 400 members. They range in size, they range in location, they range in industry. So you never know what you're going to find as far as job posting. It's not like we have a specific piece that we're always posting. It's always different. And then press releases. So finding out what's going on in the community, information that our businesses, new hires, just things that they want to celebrate. All of those press releases show up in that email as well. So the cool thing is you can actually text, and if you text to 22828, this is what you need to text, LWS Tri-County, and I'll put that in the comments to our show. You can sign up to subscribe to the Live Workshop emails. So again, these go out to a broader audience than just our chamber membership. So we would love to continue to grow that list and get as many people on it as possible. Again, it's not every day you're getting an email like this. It's every other week on a Friday. So it's not like we're overwhelming your inbox, but it's information again. You become the known resource, and can pass along that information to people who might be able to get use out of it.
Dude, I love it. We're texting now.
Yes, look at us.
We're so fancy.
We have an app, we're texting.
Got an app, you're texting, there's message boards, there's interaction.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there is. I mean, just to, support Eileen's statement there, the chamber is so much more than, if you think of it as just going to events, it is so much more than that. It's a way to connect with other members that you might not necessarily see at those networking events. It's all included in your membership, including chamber chat. So we would strongly encourage you to engage a little bit more if you haven't already. Again, it's probably going to take just a small amount of effort with a potentially larger reward. As I always say, when you're networking or you're just, going through business, you just never know.
Exactly.
You just never know.
True.
Yeah.
So true.
But I'm excited for Wednesday. This is great.
Yes, I know. It is exciting. It'll be a little different. I'm anxious to see how people react. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're going to be outside at Brookside. A couple years ago, we were gifted a cornhole set, so I'm bringing the chamber logoed cornhole. People want to enjoy their time, and it's going to be very casual. There's no program. We're not taking anybody's time up to, present anything. We just want people to get together and be able to have that time to rebuild, continue to build new relationships, but it's all about those relationships. So it should be a nice afternoon.
Yeah, you were talking about gifts. Sometimes that is the greatest gift, right? Just to have one another and to be able to
Yes.
network together. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't know we were outside.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
Yes. Yeah. Should be nice.
I like it.
So,
Cool. Do you have anything else from the president's desk today?
nope. Just a reminder: text to the numbers 22828, and what you need to text is LWS TriCounty, and we'll sign you up for Live Work Shop TriCounty emails.
I
That's
like
it.
it. And please drop that
Signing off.
signing off. Do you need we might have to get you a special pen or something.
Yeah, I probably have one. I probably have a chamber pen laying around here somewhere that I
The
could
president's
use
pen.
for that.
The president's pen.
We'll challenge Drew. Can he actually put that up on the screen? Like, can it look like I'm writing on
Like
the
writing,
screen?
yeah. Yeah. For those who don't know, behind the scenes is Drew Griffin from Delicious Marketing. He provides us the link to make this happen, but then also syndicates this podcast and stream to like 9 other. He says sure thing. He streams it to like 9 other channels, which by the time it's all said and done, these episodes or these live streams wind up getting hundreds of views. So, Drew, thank you for doing that again and your support of the chamber. Again, he's all volunteer, so for him to put those efforts in is great. Drew Griffin from Delicious Marketing.
As are you, Bill. Also
Round
a
of
volunteer.
applause.
So
Round of applause. Drew, can you put up like the embarrassed face emoji on there? Is that a thing on the keyboard? I'm just kidding. Eileen, thank you so much for joining. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
Great to see you.
And
thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Okay,
Don't forget,
now signing off.
now signing off. Don't forget to put that text number in the comments, please.
I will.
All right, great.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So everybody, my next guest, she actually was a previous guest. And if you want to go back and take a look at that episode, please do. If you want to see me in a very vulnerable state of getting, I don't know what you call it, analyzed or evaluated, it was a really good one, but also great food for thought. You remember that, Annalisa?
I remember. You did great.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Your questions were fantastic and very thought-provoking. So
all about self-care, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was. So my guest today is Annalisa Smithson, excuse me. She is from Unleashed Consulting. So welcome to the Chamber Chat Live. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's been a while since we chatted. I know a lot's happened since we last spoke. So I'll let you tell everybody about the changes, please.
Yeah, right. Personally, professionally, we're all, unmasking and vaccinating and going back out into the world. So it's exciting. A lot of changes since the last time. Well, before I say anything further, I just want to acknowledge that it's June. So happy Pride Month, everybody.
Yes, happy Pride.
Yeah, and that's what I want to focus on today. So when I realized that I was going to be coming on for this chamber chat in June, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a wonderful opportunity. So thank you for, letting this happen, right? Giving us the platform to, elevate this really important conversation. So yeah, as Bill said, I'm Annalisa Smithson. I own Unleashed Counseling. I'm a licensed professional counselor. We are an LGBTQ-affirming counseling practice, and I'm a member of the LGBTQ community. So I want to talk about why this is important, like why it's important to have LGBTQ-affirming counseling practices. I'm going to talk about what that actually means in practice. And then I want to give some tips to the fellow business owners in the Tri-County community for how to be an even better ally.
I like it because I think awareness is a large part of what we all need to embrace here. So I'm gonna turn you loose, and if I have any questions or comments, I'll certainly chime in. But I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
So you're gonna unleash me onto the
yes,
stage?
I'm gonna unleash you. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with why this is important. And I have a couple of statistics, which might be hard to hear, but they're not all bad. Some are bad, but not all of them are bad. So if you look up the Trevor Project, trevorproject.org, they have really excellent research that they share on that site. And this is where I got this information. They found that LGBT youth are 5 times as likely to attempt suicide as heterosexual youth. And if you look at specifically the transgender population and moving into adult statistics, which are actually some sort of more common to find, it's 40% of adult trans people have reported attempting or thinking about suicide in the last year. But LGBTQ youth who report having just one supportive adult in their life are 40% less likely to report a suicide attempt in the past year. So one person that if they report having a rock, someone who acknowledges their pronouns and uses them properly, someone who gives them unconditional love and support, they're going to be so much safer.
Boy, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You talk about, like, if you're a volunteer, you're somebody who may want to have a conversation. You're like, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to make a difference? And just that alone, just one, it could be one interaction with somebody triggers something really positive for them and helps them get past something. So that's a great statistic that you pointed out there.
Yeah. And a lot of people, when they're first sort of learning how to be a great ally, people will shy away from the pronoun conversation and be like, well, this is awkward. Like, how do I ask that? Right? How do I say that? And my response is, you just practice. Right? Practice with your family, with people you're comfortable with. Hi, my name's Annalisa. My pronoun is she. May I ask what your pronoun is, Bill?
He.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, you caught me off guard there.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Only because, and you raise a good point, though, because if you had asked me that, and I was a little bit better prepared, I probably could have answered a little bit quicker there. So it's good. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. And that's okay, right? There can be a moment of pause, like, oh, and even, within the community, when I ask that, there's often a surprised pause, like, oh, they're asking me. Okay. Right. We can, and then it lets people know, like, this is an affirming space. This is a safe space. We're going to talk about things that, maybe folks don't always talk about, or questions people don't always ask. And, especially in terms of a counseling practice, nothing's off the table, right? When and if you feel comfortable, we're gonna dive into that topic. So to be an LGBTQ affirming counseling practice, there's the sort of obvious things that you would expect, right? Non-judgment, unconditional positive regard, a willingness to be authentic and to invite your authentic self into the room. But it actually goes a little bit deeper than that, in that quite often people who are raised in a heteronormative environment, so that is an environment where heterosexuality or cisgender is like kind of the expected or kind of the norm, people will sometimes internalize transphobia or like an anti-gay sentiment, even if they belong to the community. And that is traumatizing. So coming into a practice where you can uproot that and heal from that trauma is just an absolutely freeing experience for people, freeing and healing experience. So that's why it's so important to be LGBTQ affirming in a counseling practice. That's why we splash the rainbows all over the office, and we let people know on our website and everywhere else, like, you can come here and know that we're going to be serious about this, and it's going to be a safe place for you.
So when someone comes in, okay, let's say they want to go to counseling, or they engage with you because they want to check in with you. How difficult is it for somebody to open up to you? I guess maybe right from the beginning. I think as a society, we probably want everything at once and maybe kind of expect it all to happen rather quickly, when really it could take place over time. So how often are people open to you during that first visit? And if I'm somebody who engages you, what can I expect in that first visit?
Yeah, well, it entirely depends on the person, but I do try to make it as easy as possible. And I'm really glad you asked this question, because it kind of translates into how we can be better allies. So when people come to counseling, they fill out this intake paperwork before they actually come in. And on that intake paperwork, it asks, what is your gender? And then it's a blank space for you to fill out. It's not a drop down, right? I'm not making assumptions. I'm going to let you put what you want in there, or leave it blank if you're not ready to talk about that. And I ask, what are your pronouns? Again, you can fill it out or you can leave it blank. We talk about your medical care and what kind of care you're getting with your doctor. And if you need, an LGBTQ affirming primary care doctor, I can help you connect. So hopefully it's easy for people to be able to fill out that paperwork and we can get the conversation started right away. But if people are not ready, that's okay, right? Coming out is such a personal process, and it's not like a once and done thing, right? People will come out to the person closest to them, and then they'll come out to maybe their parents, and then maybe they have to come out at work, right? So it's this thing that keeps happening. And so coming out to your therapist is also a part of the process.
But I guess if they are engaging with you, they're essentially even one step closer to either coming out or discussing what they want to discuss. Maybe they already are out and want to discuss some kind of specific aspect. Maybe there's something that's not quite fitting in their life, or something. I don't know. Like you said, everybody's a little bit different,
right.
With how they think. So.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I want to give some tips. I have some notes, so I want to share some tips with people. I think that the TriCounty Community Network is already, or our area. I think we live in a pretty great space. Like, we're really close to Philly, right? Like, we have the LGBTQ Center in Reading down the street. So, like, we already have really excellent allies in our business community. And so, the tips that I'm giving are just to help elevate it even further. So to start with, like I was saying, if you have some kind of questionnaire that people fill out, like if you're a service-based business and people are filling out a questionnaire before they actually start using your services, try to keep the language as inclusive as possible, right? If you're asking about someone's gender, know that male and female are not the only options, and there may be other options that surprise you. So just let people self-identify however they want to. If people share with you a specific pronoun, work really hard to only use that pronoun, right? And if you make a mistake, you just apologize and move forward and continue to try. Right?
So can I ask you about that? I've been in situations, and also know other people have been in situations where they particularly haven't maybe recognized the pronoun. And wind up using the language either, he or she, under the assumption of the voice or the visual cues or whatever. Is that acceptable to just apologize if you use the wrong pronoun? And then tell me what would be acceptable there.
I think having good manners is always acceptable, right? So yeah, if you make a mistake, you just apologize and say, okay, what pronoun should I use? And then just let people know. I'll make an effort going forward. And then if you really want to be like a step ahead, like I said before, go ahead and ask, right? My name is Annalisa, my pronoun is she, and may I ask your pronoun too? Right? And then, just like whatever your tricks are to learn people's names, just tie the pronoun to that trick, right. And so you can remember it going forward.
Yeah, it's a good way to think about it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so we've been seeing a lot of rainbows in the window displays all over the place right now, right? So there's, lots of different shops selling the stickers, the T-shirts, the wall art, like everything seems to have a rainbow on it this month, which is awesome, right? It makes me feel seen and heard. I love it. I think it's a wonderful way to celebrate and acknowledge Pride Month. But it's really important for businesses to not just talk the talk, but also walk the walk. So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was over at Petco, and I was looking at, they have like a big rainbow display, and I was looking at the scarves for Benji, a rainbow neck scarf for Benji. And I noticed that 10% of their proceeds from those sales go to the Trevor Project, which is a really wonderful organization that does a lot for the LGBTQ community. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. It's not just a company trying to capitalize on the fact that it's Pride Month. They're really, putting their money where their mouth is. And that's fantastic. So as a business, right, that's something to think about. Be sure that the support of the community goes deeper.
So for those who don't know, can you tell who Benji is?
Benji is my therapy dog. He works with me at Unleashed Counseling. We call him the head of marketing.
I like it.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's napping right now
Is he? Okay.
behind the camera.
Okay. I'll
Um,
tell him I said hello.
yeah, so those were, oh, and then the last way, and this one's really important. So for businesses that are employing people, right? If you have jobs available, you want to think about what kind of health insurance you're offering to your employees, right? So one of the really, how do I want to say this? So having access to healthcare where you can find an LGBTQ affirming doctor, where you can talk about top surgery or bottom surgery if you're a transgender person who's considering that, so trans affirming healthcare, being able to access mental health care as well, because people in this community are at a lot higher risk of things like depression, anxiety, and, like I said earlier, suicide. So having healthcare that's really inclusive is an excellent way to be a great ally as a business.
I like it. So what would you say to a business? Again, you've given some good recommendations there, but if I was a business owner and I really wanted to attack this from, multiple angles, what would be the best place for me to start? At my heart, I believe that everybody should be included, and I want my business to run accordingly. Where can I start? Is it a conversation with our human resources department? If I am HR, where do I start that conversation and begin to kind of lay out a roadmap for our company?
I think you start by asking your constituents, your employees, your clients or customer base, right? Letting them know that you want to be an ally to the LGBT community and that you're listening. And so ask them directly, what do you need from us? What can we do to be an even better ally? Is it about having a support group? And that would be through HR, right? Is it about working on the health insurance? Again, that's HR. But yeah, so start by talking to your constituents and find out what they need. And you may find out, actually, you're doing great. You may only need a couple of little tweaks.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think you're right. What I'm hearing you say is there's a lot of listening that's involved with this,
Right.
to better understand and then kind of turn that into some action or some better practices there. So,
Yep.
good. And I know on the chamber chat here, you wanted to offer something complimentary to our audience.
Yeah. So I have,
Yeah.
courtesy of Maggie, my awesome assistant, she made these coloring pages for Pride, and you can get freebies. I think Drew's going to share the link so you can download these. I was doing some coloring this morning. We got a unicorn. So they're beautiful. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So so if you want some Pride coloring pages that you can do or give to your kids or give to your customers.
So Annalisa, what does coloring do?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So coloring is a wonderful technique that you can put in your toolbox if you're working to reduce stress or to reduce symptoms of anxiety. So it's like meditating, but for the folks that can't just sit there with their thoughts breathing. It gives you something to do with your hands, gives you something to focus on, and it kind of takes your attention away from any ruminating or recurring negative thoughts that you might be struggling with when you're feeling anxious.
Yeah. I like it. We have our Annalisa's website, Unleashed Counseling, pulled up there, so you can take a look. Oh, there's Benji, head of marketing.
Yep.
So you can go through Annalisa's website. You can also contact her if you want to engage a little bit further in this conversation or just have some questions. Again, we were talking about maybe integrating this into your company, or there's Benji, your company, or even just maybe even you yourself want to be a little bit more accepting of this community. By all means, reach out to Annalisa. And I'm sure you have stuff that goes on throughout the year too, right? I know you're always kind of doing something to promote awareness. Is there anything specific that you wanted to chat about there that for the folks?
You mean like specific events, or?
If you have specific events, or if there's any initiatives that you do during the course of the year?
I'm not sure. You caught me off guard on that one. I'm still coming out of quarantine phase. I don't have anything too big planned yet.
Yeah, no worries, and that's okay. I just didn't know if there was something that you had there. But I know, again, interviewing you before, your business is constantly evolving, and you're constantly getting information points that kind of help better your practice, and in turn better the community. So as those pop up, I have a great resource for you to share that information.
Yes,
and that's the Chamber. Live, work, and shop TriCounty. So Cool. Is there anything else you wanted to chat about, Annalisa, before we go?
Well, I guess I should just let people know we are accepting new clients right now. So if anyone is interested in exploring mental health care, we would love to hear from you. So just, you can find us on unleashedcounseling.com, and we'd love to talk to you.
Cool. And I know they'll be in a safe space. Again, if you go back to a previous episode, I thought Annalisa, for being on a public setting, was very good with me. I can't even imagine what she would be like on a one-on-one safe space. So, please continue the amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you.
So my guest today was Annalisa Smithson from Unleashed Counseling. And we have our next episode coming up on Wednesday, everyone. So again, visit Annalisa's website. She is happy to connect with you. And maybe even Benji, the director of marketing, will come on as well. Yeah. Benji, he's like a rock star. He can't come on.
So
well,
good.
he can come on Chamber Chat. He just can't understand what he's saying. So
I mean, 15 minutes of watching him with the Zoomies, or just, that could be very relaxing and fun.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what I just realized? We're not having an episode Wednesday because we're going to be in person over the Brookside Country Club.
Oh, right.
Yes, we're going to have to see everybody next Monday for our next episode. And we got some great guests ahead. So make sure you tune in to Chamber Chat Live every Monday and Wednesday, except for this Wednesday, here on Facebook Live. So again, my name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and the Director of Marketing from the Victory Bank in Limerick. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.